Megan, I'll tell you one thing. It is getting cold out. What was the average temperature this morning?
This morning it was 30.
I know, like going out, putting gloves back on, jackets back on. You don't think about it. You know what I like about our new sponsor?
What's that?
They have a hot hydration beverage that you can use to get your salt and sodium and all that stuff without having to drink a cold drink after your workout.
This is very true. This is very true. So our sponsor for this episode is Element. If you haven't heard of them, they're a 0 sugar electrolyte drink mix. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of sodium, all the potassium, magnesium,
all the stuff,
all the electrolytes you need.
I've been using it. You've been using it. What do you think?
I love it. And the new hot drink that we're talking about comes in 3 flavors. It's the chocolate medley, as they call it. So it's chocolate mint, chocolate chai, and chocolate raspberry.
Okay, I know you. What's your favorite?
Chocolate chai.
I would go with chai as well.
It's really nice because a lot of times in the winter you forget to drink water because you don't feel as thirsty like you do in the summer. And so when you have a nice hot beverage, it's a perfect reminder to get your electrolytes and fluid in without much effort. So the exciting thing for our listeners is that you can get a free Element sample pack with any purchase if you use our link. And our link is drinkelement.com/thedrop.
Yeah. So go out and get yourself some Element, and we're going to continue drinking it.
Yep.
All right. Talk to you soon. Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And this is no ordinary drop. This is the Olympic trials recap. We went there with Hoka, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll see how much we talk about the Olympic trials. I'm going to try and derail it as much as possible.
That checks out.
I appreciate that because you know what? I mean,
I'm trialed out, dude.
I
Thomas,
know.
you look like you're still there.
I am. I'm still all Hoka out. Like, got it all.
I'm more trialed out than OJ, dude.
Oh.
Solid.
Nice. What year would have that been? 1990?
That trial, how long was that trial?
1990.
That was long, right?
It was like 3 years.
The trial was 3 years.
Maybe. I don't know.
Dude, there's no way.
Judge Ito, the Kardashians.
I always did feel bad for those jurors because they were sequestered for
Dude,
like
they were
half
having a
their
great
life.
time. Did you see those jurors? They had nothing
What happens
to do.
if you have like a job?
Those were not people with jobs.
They had a great time. You think being in a hotel room for 3 months is a great time?
Not talking to people?
Can you Google the jurors?
No, we're not doing that right now.
I'll see how long the length was.
All right.
I'm just talking about trials here.
Yeah.
11. It was 11 months, which is crazy. Yeah.
It was a long time.
Like if you had a job, you lost it. You can't be away for 11 months.
I mean, they were doing stuff like driving out to OJ's house and looking at like his driveway.
Yeah. None of
looking
it mattered.
for blood spatter. Yeah.
None of it. It was all pointless.
I love that he wrote a book called I Did It.
Yeah, but you talked about this last time. Why
know.
do we keep talking
We
about
talked
it?
about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
I thought we talked about this at dinner.
No.
Probably that too.
We talked about it on the podcast.
All right. So this was Olympic trials and it was down in Orlando, Florida. Look at me doing your job.
Yeah.
All right, Megan, get on it. You say it.
Yeah.
We flew to Orlando on Wednesday. We immediately went to the Hoka Fly Lab.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Fly Zone, which is their spectating area.
Or the fly human fly.
That's their hashtag.
Isn't that the movie with Jeff Goldblum?
No, that's just the fly. And you might be thinking of the song by, is it R. Kelly? Did I believe I can fly?
Yeah, the Space Jam.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Yes.
Sprout my wings and I fly away.
Okay, we got it. Yeah.
That was Space Jam original. When did that might have been the same time as the OJ trial, actually.
And we're back.
I think it was OJ was singing that song a
It
lot.
was a little bit after, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
anyway,
are we doing like BC and AC, like, or
AC/DC?
No, like before Christ, after Christ, or how does it go?
Before
BC and AC.
BoJ and AJ.
Are we doing that with OJ? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
From now on, from heretofore till the end of time.
That will be our time zone. Okay.
Yeah. We'll ask on all our interviews for the podcast. We'll ask if you were born before or after OJ.
Like Joan Benoit won the Olympic medal for women BOJ.
Boj.
Boj. Bodge.
All right. So, anyways, we did go. We went to the Hoka Human Fly Lab.
Yeah.
Wait, just Fly Lab.
Just Fly Lab, no human.
Yeah.
Hoka like basically took a hair salon and then transformed it into.
I mean, at this point, why call it a hair salon?
Because that's what it was.
I know, but there was no chairs or anything in there.
She's.
I just
the whole
said
point.
they transformed it.
Okay.
I was explaining that.
Explain it.
I mean, I don't know what they did, but actually, we learned that the whatever agency they hired to turn that into that,
Rome.
they had a camera, so they videoed the whole thing, and we're gonna like time lapse it to see the transformation. So maybe it's out there somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe it's out there like our video with Chris Chavez and Kyle Merber that I can't seem to find. I guess we were live but not recorded.
Oh, I didn't even look for that because I was like, I don't even want to see what people were commenting on
Oh,
about
I know, same.
my marathon takes. So I refused to even watch it. So it's not even out there.
Let's hope not.
I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
No way.
That doesn't mean anything.
Is it the
though.
podcast though? Like,
And I'd like to apologize to the sponsor for dropping the F-bomb on the podcast.
what podcast?
The-
Theirs?
the live
yeah.
show?
Oh, I didn't. Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
Yeah,
You have no class, man.
I don't.
So, yeah, that's why we don't get invited to things
I know.
after the first time they invite us.
Nothing nice.
So the
So the embargo for the Hoka Cielo X1 was technically not until the next morning.
Thursday.
So while we were there Wednesday night, we went to go capture a bunch of content. We did an interview with Becca Bro, which is now live on YouTube. And it was really weird though, because I just wanted to like post stories of what we were doing and we couldn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So it looked like we did nothing Wednesday.
Is Rebecca Bro and Val?
Val Weiler, who's the senior designer for Hoka.
Yeah, but now she got a promotion. Is that the current senior
Yeah.
designer? Is a promotion?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, they're both fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Val seems very talented, both in shoe design and running.
Yeah, they were on on the podcast this past week as the guest podcast. And did you see my poll question? Because I felt pretty proud about it.
That about which shoe would win, and that there's no Puma on
No,
there.
dude, not that. But yeah, I didn't do that one. The poll for the week before was which shoe would win the trials or most on the podium. Somehow forgot about Puma, which
Well, yeah.
yeah, whatever. Anyways, the poll for the Hoka one was, what's the best name for a Hoka ska band? And can I run down the options?
Oh,
I
yeah.
came up with.
I saw there was a pretty bad one that
Off the
someone
top
wrote,
of my
but
head.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No, I made all these up.
Oh, okay, go.
Skas.
Oh, we found it. Is there comments?
Yeah, I'm not going to read them.
Can you send me that link? I want to read them.
So
There's
it's
gotta be good
the
ones.
Citius Mag.
Wait, when we get to the Citius Mag part of this show, we should read some of the comments.
Oh, jeez.
I don't. Okay.
Okay.
I can't do it.
It's like mean tweets. It'll be good.
I don't need micro traumas in my life. So
There's only 4 comments and they're all fine. Don't worry about it.
okay.
All right.
So the best names for a Hoka ska band, the options I had were Ska's Elite,
Okay.
I like that.
Mighty Mighty Cliftones,
Okay.
and then Hoka Mock Sax instead of 6,
Yeah.
and then Real Big Bondi's, Real Big Fish being the ska band.
I mean, I like the first one.
Yeah, the first
Ska's
one was your
Elite.
best word.
So right now in the poll, that and Mighty Mighty Cliftones are tied. For
See, and I
first.
hate that one because the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones suck. And you can come at me. I don't care.
You think they suck? Like,
Is that the one? Didn't they do stuff for Shrek?
dude, that's friggin' Smash Mouth.
Okay. That's how the Mighty Mighty Boss Towns sound the same to me.
That's like comparing someone to Smash Mouth is
Well,
a real thorn in the.
They're right there.
Dagger in the
my
heart.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones cassette tape would be right next to my Smash Mouth cassette tape, which would be by my Nickelback sketch. My cassette tape.
Sorry, Mighty Mighty Boston's.
Didn't they sing a song like?
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's the
The
one.
impression that I get.
Yeah, yeah. They're right. They could be doing Shrek 5.
I think at the time that came out, I thought it was maybe one of the best songs ever written.
Did you like Chiwamba Wamba as well?
No. like not even on an ironic level, I couldn't like Chumbawamba.
Would you walk 1,000 miles? Who was that band?
The Pretenders?
Is that who did the?
Or no, I'm thinking of the Friends. Proclaimers, I mean.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, that was a bad time for music.
Anyways, so that's a little bit of that was still AOJ, I think, after OJ.
That definitely was that. Oh no, that's right there.
I think the Mighty Mighty Bosstones might have been BOJ.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're looking at that would be like when was OJ's case? 96, 97?
Come on, internet, you're screwing my Googling skills. This is embarrassing because I'm pretty proud about my Googling skills, and the internet is just really
While you're
doing me
Googling,
bad.
I'm going to say the interview that Robbie and Megan hosted with Rebecca Bro and Val was really good. It was nice that even in kind of like...
It was AOJ, by the way.
What was?
The ska song impression that I get.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
It was really good. You guys did a phenomenal job. I like the way that we balanced we were able to stay true to our critiques and of the shoe right in front of, them in the, and give positive feedback as well. I thought it was really balanced. And also I liked learning a little bit about both of them, especially Becca's, running home.
Music background.
Trumpeting. Yeah.
That was a highlight.
I think. I thought the running back to the house at the dinner bell.
That was cool. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, it was all in all just a really good interview. I did want to say, and I brought this up to you guys and to Val, I hate as writing shoe reviews and then meeting designers because I like to pretend they're just a nameless, faceless entity because it's just like I don't know. Even if you're being nice or not being nice about shoes, you just don't want to put that name to a face.
I agree with you. I think that's the tough part was, first off, she's so sweet and nice. Mm-hmm. Like when we were there, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd never said anything bad about this shoe.
Or any of the past shoes,
or any past shoe. But like, here's the thing that I appreciate about meeting her was she already knew the stuff that we were going to say.
Yeah.
Like we had criticize certain aspects of the Cielo X1. Read the review if you want to know what we criticized. And in talking to her, she's probably more critical of our work than we're ever going to be. Mm-hmm. Like she already knew what we're going to say. Yeah. And she was actually adding stuff in that she wanted to work on.
Yeah.
Like she's like, and I think that any artist or any creative person does that.
Yeah.
They see their finished product and you might get like an hour, couple days where you're like, oh, this is really good. And then you're like, oh, you look back at it a year or something like that. And you're like, oh, really could have done this better.
Well, and she's already working on version 2. And
no, she's working on version 3.
Or version 3. And like a lot of what we were saying we didn't love about the shoe, she had already addressed in these next versions. So, well,
the funny thing was then when I was like trying to be like, but here's the things we do love about the shoe. She's like, nah, get out of here.
And I think we talked about this before, but it is, they even will tell you in person, thanks for being honest, for critiquing and everything, because it helps them be better at their work in the future. And it gives them a perspective outside of the internal,
for
maybe
sure.
That can maybe sometimes be an echo chamber.
Yeah. I feel to kind of pat ourselves on the back like we're doing right now. What I'm going to say is I don't think we are mean. I think that we point out what we feel could be done better.
Yeah.
And then also, especially you, Robbie, you take a lot of time saying this shoe may not be in my wheelhouse, but here's the person,
right?
Or somebody else might find a different opinion on it, and their opinion could be valid, and they may like this shoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, yep.
So that was a fun evening, and then the next day we got up, went for a run. I ran with the
Well, can I say one thing before we move on?
yeah.
We did the First Thoughts video,
Yeah.
and we were lucky enough to have Chris Chavez, Tommy Runs, Gary, Matt B. Who am I missing?
Chris Chung,
Chris Chung. We got all their first impressions of the shoe.
Drew Wickham.
No, Drew was out front and with Kafuzi and
okay.
stuff like that, which I
got
don't
him.
know why I wanted Kafuzi to be part. I offered it to Drew. But
Yeah.
I think he got there late. Anyway, I would have liked to have their opinion, but it was fun because that time it took all the pressure off while we were just talking about like our critiques of the shoe. You're like, okay, let these guys in front of them say what they think. So you can check out that video as well on YouTube where they try out the shoe and let us know what they thought right away. And it's kind of fun just to be around all these people that we see online and on Instagram, especially like I haven't spent this much time with Chris Chavez before. And I really like him. I thought he was a nice guy.
Yeah. And then so the next day was Thursday. I went running with Aldrin, our stability reviewer or former stability reviewer. And then you guys also went running?
We did our own things.
Yeah, I was just gonna go run around the lake, and I just happened to literally run into my Drew Whitcomb and Peter Bromka, and they were like, "We're doing the course loop," and I thought they said they were doing a loop around the lake, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then all of a sudden I realized that I was like 4 miles away, and I was like, "What are we doing?" They're like, "We're running the course loop," and I was like, "All right."
Yeah, and Carl and I did just a run. Mostly around that lake that you were talking about, because we only did like 4 miles, because then we knew that we were going to have the shakeout run later in the day.
Cool.
Yeah, so the shakeout run was at the Track Shack with Hoka, and that was the first chance that people got to try the Cielo X1.
If you don't know about the Track Shack either in Orlando, it's one of those iconic running stores that goes back to like the 70s. There's like walls of memorabilia. There's all sorts of, pictures and artifacts from running. It's just a neat store, and did a great job hosting. They pretty much hosted everything that was going on.
I didn't realize that they pay out the purse for
I didn't know
for
that.
the race.
For the Olympic trials?
Yeah. I saw that somewhere on the app, I think, or like on some like screen that said like purse payouts provided by Orlando Track Shack.
They got to have that's got to be pooled.
Yeah, that can't
money.
be like them.
That's what I thought too, because that's like a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe I'm confused, but I saw
How
that.
much was the purse?
It was, what's that?
The total was like $500,000.
All I know is that Clayton Young lost out on $15,000
he
by
sure
letting
did.
Connor Mance go ahead of him.
I wonder how much Connor's Nike bonus was if he got through. He's probably like, trust me, dude, I'll give you 15.
I wonder why we haven't seen more memes of Clayton like going like this and just like money flying around.
I'm surprised by that.
Or that picture of Galen Rupp throwing up and being like, you let Connor Mance win.
Yeah.
That one is something.
I mean, $15,000 can buy you a lot of like.
It can't get you like a Ford Explorer to escape, or a Ford Bronco to escape the police.
It couldn't.
With your best friend.
It could buy you a lot of fireworks, though. I know that.
Yeah, so it was $600,000 in total.
Wow.
Yeah, that
So it's
seems.
$80,000 to the top 2, and then 65, and it went down. And they awarded to the top 10.
And then you got to figure the brands have bonuses built into these people's
Oh, yeah.
contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some.
That's a good day.
Dude, I'm sprinting to the finish.
Yeah.
I don't even care how. Thomas.
Robbie
me
would
and
have
you-
thrown a stick at my legs.
Me-
I mean, yeah.
I don't think we talked to anyone else who said they would have done that. Like we were chatting with another
Pro athlete
who ran that day, and they were like, "There's zero chance that I would have let that happen."
Yeah.
This is on several different levels. Like you won the Olympic trials, you get financial bonuses. The athlete we talked to, their father happens to be in financial services, so she was like, "No way, I would ever let that happen."
Yeah. But I mean, that just goes to show how nice of a guy he is.
Yeah.
Because I think even I mean, just in general, even if there wasn't money on the line, to let someone
Right.
finish in front of you, and that's such an event. Like an event like that is.
Yeah, it's also kind of a bummer for Asics just because.
Oh, for
you
sure,
want-
dude. When I saw the Nike
Yeah.
post straight up to their Instagram,
Yeah.
like the main Instagram of Conor Mann's cross, I was like, that's got to chap their ass. for
Well,
sure.
what they can say is, look, this is the type of character of an athlete that we bring to the table.
How do you show
They
that
have
in a
values.
photograph?
You show Conor Mance. You replace all Conor Mance's logos with ASICS logos.
yeah. But maybe maybe they have a deal that if it comes down to the Olympics and they run together, that he'll let him switch places. He better let him switch places.
Dude. Yeah. They've got a good shot at that. What was their time?
209.
Yeah, in
Low,
Orlando.
I think.
I mean, Galen in Rio ran. I don't know what time he ran, but he got bronze, right?
Galen?
Didn't he? Didn't he medal in one of the,
I
or
don't
get
remember
fourth,
that.
or get like fourth place maybe? Hold on.
Here's the crazy thing that I think about when it comes to the Olympics. Some of these countries, they only can send, a limited amount of people. They probably have 10 people in Kenya that can run, 205.
Yeah, that's
And
the
they only
crazy
get to
thing.
send-
But they only get exactly.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they only get to send so many people there. So he finished. He finished fifth. So wait, fifth in the 10,000. No, he won a bronze medal. Okay,
In the marathon?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm
I
not
don't remember
crazy.
that.
In 2016, he ran a 2:10 in Rio and got a bronze. 2:10 is totally achievable by either Clayton Young or Conor Mance.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, first check-in. Maybe you're out there running by yourself right now. You don't have a club. You don't have a group. Maybe you don't have friends that run. Who knows? Well, you kind of do, us. So hopefully you know that we really appreciate that you're listening. And we hope that you make it out to one of our runs one time. I think you're going to have a good time. I know I always do. So the first tip, come out for a run.
Because it was a hot day. Like, it was a hot day. At
You should
Rio.
make a deal with Clayton Young right now. If he crosses, he'll give you his medal.
But there's like
Yeah.
a bunch of dudes running like 203s and 201s now.
The same, but I'm just saying, like 2016.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
is
they
still,
can't. You can only send a
Yeah.
limited number
Yeah,
of people.
yeah.
You don't know. What,
Anyhow, we're forgetting about the shakeout, and I have to say it was fun to meet some of y'all out there, and especially one guy who stood out to me that I spent some time running with Rizzo, who's helping LA get people pumped up for the trials coming up in Los Angeles when the Olympics come back to the U.S.
4 years from now.
Rizzo. That's not like a. That's not like a Wish.com version of Lizzo. Wait, Rizzo the rat from the Muppets. Remember that?
Yeah, I do, man. I loved Rizzo.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
Shout out to Rizzo the rat. Anyway, Rizzo ran with me for a bit. That was a lot of fun. A couple other people that I ran with, it was fun to just hear their journey. I was talking to one woman who just got a PB in Houston for the half. And it's funny because she's trying to, qualify for Boston. And her halftime was like, I think, a 3:30 or something like that. It was pretty quick half. And I was like,
Wait, 1:30?
3:30?
1:30?
Yeah, 1:30.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
And I was like, I think her her Boston qualification was like, I want to say it was like 3:45 or 3:30. I'm like, psh,
Yeah.
you've got
You can
got
walk
that.
the second half. Yeah.
But a lot of people came out. It was nice. There were some newbies. There's one guy I talked to who had been a weightlifter for a long time, and he's like, I went running with some friends and I couldn't even keep up for like a mile. So he started running and he just ran his first half and he's kind of hooked now.
Wow.
I think that thing where it's like, well, I got this far.
Right.
I can't stop training because I like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
So he's in it. Yeah, lots of people.
That's how we all got sucked into this scam of marathons.
It
It's
is a scam.
Ponzi. It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
It's definitely a scheme.
Look,
Here-
collect all 6.
Yeah. The Abbott Majors is definitely a pyramid scheme.
You know what? We haven't got enough money from you. We're adding a 7th.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's a sarcophagus in that pyramid somewhere for me. I don't know.
I'm not a beer drinker, but the Hoka custom beer they made, it wasn't too bad. It's called Where's This
What
Start?
time
What time
does
does
this
it start?
what time does the race start?
There it is.
Yeah. And apparently we still never figured that out because we thought it started at 10 a.m.
We thought it started at 10.
What time
I think it was 10:10.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ben Rosario was there.
Yeah.
Peter Abramson was there. I mean, a ton of
Yeah, it was
people.
just
It was
like
was
ridiculous.
fun.
cool.
There was a dance party.
Oh yeah, that
conga
escalated
line.
quickly.
Pizza.
Yeah.
I thought you were kidding about the dance party, and then I saw the video.
Yeah.
You weren't out there when that was going on?
I may
took
have been.
that video.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I was trying to round up people. So you're going to see in the video that Carl's putting together, we got people's feedback because it was the first time the public got to wear the Cielo X1.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the run. And here again, I have to say, if you go to a group run where they're handing out speed shoes, it's going to be a little run.
It's
The paces, people seem to be
yeah.
like just going at
Yeah,
it.
I think I was running like a 740 in like a giant group of people.
Yeah,
Which is like not that chill.
especially when it's dark out and there's
Yeah.
no lights anywhere.
And you have no idea where you're going.
Yeah.
Like you're like, hey. But yeah, so people did go fast. I mean, obviously all paces were taken care of. Everybody, was able to come in and have at least a couple people around them to guide them back. And I love these. They're just so much fun because it's like all the fun of a race without any pressure, without any, why are you laughing?
Because I think you hate racing.
Yeah.
I love training.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Racing breaks my heart.
Yeah. You can't.
I train, I do all the work, and I do it well.
Yeah, it's honestly the trade-off is not great. Like 3 months of training for one day that could be derailed by
Yeah,
just
but-
the weather.
Like,
but when it
that's
goes
insane.
well, like it's the best.
Yes, it is. But I've had more go sideways.
I think that's everyone's
Now
life.
when I look back at it though, I'm like, even ones that I thought were a disappointment, I'm like, actually that was a pretty good run. It may have been like 10 minutes or 5 minutes off of where I wanted to be, but I was like all distraught. But now I look back at those and I was going, man, those were cool. But the last one, I am definitely traumatized by New York. Like I am like doing this work for the next run. And I'm like, what if I get there and it's another day like New York? Like I am like, it's hard to believe my training sometimes, and it's going well. Did speed work today. Great.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's also how it was last time.
yeah. And there's this ghost hanging over me, like with a sickle. I guess it would be more like a reaper.
So that's the ghost of Christmas
Marathon past.
present?
Marathon
Present.
past.
No, past was the.
It was a little fairy.
I think present is the
Yeah,
right.
I think present.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Rizzo the Rat in Muppet Christmas Carol.
Scrooge is good. The Muppet one is good.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them kind of suck. I've never seen.
In the Christmas Carol?
Yeah. Well, name a serious Christmas Carol that's any good.
Oh, you mean as far as the movie versions of it? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I've only seen the Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't.
What
even
about
think-
Scrooged?
No, I never saw that.
Robbie, you gotta go home and watch
I
Scrooged.
remember hearing that it wasn't that great, and so I never watched it.
What?
The one with Bill Murray?
It's a classic. That's one of my favorite. That might be Elf and that are like probably my two top.
Really? Okay. I mean, the Rotten Tomatoes score isn't too bad. 70%.
That's not great.
Yeah.
Okay. People,
I think I forget why. Yeah, I just always had a bad idea of it, but maybe I'll watch it next year.
You gotta watch
I'm not
this.
watching it right now, though.
it's good.
Okay. Anyways, so the
That was Thursday night.
Yeah.
Friday morning, we went out and ran
Wait.
again.
Thursday, okay. We're just skipping past Skybar.
Well, we did that every night. We didn't talk about it on Wednesday
yeah,
night
we
either.
drank a lot every Friday, every
Yeah.
night.
We ended at our hotel bar every evening, and
Yeah.
it was fun.
It was too convenient.
Which, by the way, and actually this shouldn't be surprising to me at all, but Florida doesn't have any beers anywhere you go. Like none of the bars or restaurants or anywhere had any beers, so just had to.
So when you went up and asked for one, what did they say?
Did
Did
they
they look
laugh
at
in
you
your
funny?
face?
Like,
No,
what are
they
you
just
talking about?
it wasn't on the menu, or the one place had Heineken 0.0, which I would rather drink gasoline than that. So I'm not.
You know what you could have done? brought a thing of Element and put it in club soda because that is my jam.
That's actually a good hack. I should have done
Dude,
that.
I am so addicted to that now. Like if that came in cans, I would be out of money.
Yeah. Maybe next time I will do that if I'm in Florida.
Dude, it's the best.
But it's like if you're up here, every bar has like 15 NA options. So I don't know.
Is it the Mason-Dixon NA line?
I think it's just maybe it hasn't reached. I think it's more the culture. I don't know.
I don't think Orlando had culture.
It was an interesting place for sure.
The city was weird.
The downtown reminded me of Harrisburg, PA, but on a larger scale. If you've never been in Harrisburg's downtown, you don't know. But if you have, you know.
To me, it just seemed like Disney sprawl. Like you felt like you were still on an amusement park, sort of. Like I was like,
I got Sacramento vibes, like old Sac, and it was it had like closed. I don't know. Half of it was shut down.
Yeah, I said at one point it reminded me of like Grand Theft Auto, where there's storefronts but you can't go in them.
Yeah, the NPC storefronts. Yeah. All right, yeah. So Orlando was pretty interesting, but I didn't find it neither bad nor good. It was kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I went to Publix to get a sub because everyone said you got to get a pub sub. And I waited in line for a half an hour.
Was it worth it?
It was very good for the
Have you
price.
never had a public sub before?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So
my
it's
parents
probably
lived in Florida. I assumed you had been there too.
So, I mean, I've been to Publix. I just didn't know the pub sub thing.
Oh yeah, and there's like always a line around lunchtime.
I will say I saw someone get a chicken tender sub that was $2 off. So it was like $8.50, and it was this big and just packed with like chopped chicken tenders.
I don't know if that would be good or not.
Just chicken tenders, man, on a sub.
Yeah, but that's bread on bread. It's like it's got breading on the chicken tender.
But it's fried bread.
You don't like carbs on carbs?
It's just so dry. I'd have to put so much.
Hold a hard time out, dude.
Okay.
A chicken sandwich at Popeyes or
that's
Chick-fil-A.
a fried chicken
That's
sandwich.
literally
It's
just
the same thing.
It's a chicken tender on a sandwich.
Here's the thing. I'm picturing like grocery store chicken tenders.
No, but theirs are actually super legit. I know what you're thinking. The generic.
Like they get the frozen ones out of the back.
Yeah, no, they're for sure legit.
So is that what you got?
I didn't because we were eating so terribly the whole time. I was like, I need to eat just like lunch meat, lettuce, tomato, onion sandwich. And it was good and it was fairly reasonable. But the line, I want to do again.
What day did we get the Thai food with our
Thursday? Yeah.
Okay. Norm, help me out.
Yeah. And then I couldn't, like, I know, I hate even talking about this because I know how annoying it is to everyone. But like when I rolled my ankle again, and that was like ruined my weekend.
Oh yeah, let's explain what actually happened because you were supposed to be doing more running.
Yeah, so I was gonna do 8 miles Friday morning, then a long run on Saturday morning, which who knows what happened. But Friday morning is just the weather was amazing. 50 degrees, whatever, sunny. And I'm running, feeling great. I was heading over to see Aldrin and Alex from CLE at the CLA
Out of pocket.
At Track Shack. And so I ran into Allie Feller and Dina Castor right by the lake or start line, and they were trying to get over a metal barrier. Dina was trying to take it apart, which wasn't successful, but they did climb over. Meanwhile, like 25 feet down, there was an opening in the fence. But then, so I was running over there, and you know how the streets kind of close off, so you can run on the street sometimes, and you got to jump on the sidewalk. So I jumped on the sidewalk, and the group run that they were doing was kind of, some people were coming my way, and so I like tried to move off to the side on the sidewalk, and then there was one of those rounded curbs, you know, that's not a real curb.
Not a right angle.
Yeah.
Smooth like a
So I
slope.
landed like in the middle of that, and then the whole like.
So wait, were you going? Which foot was on the outside?
So, it was my left foot that I rolled. So that was the left foot that hit the curb.
Isn't it when we saw the photo of you almost curling an ankle under? Wasn't that your right foot?
Yeah, it's both. It's the same.
So you're just wobbly on
yeah,
both.
yeah.
He's built like one of
Did
those
you
picnic
fall
tables.
and eat it?
Yeah, I didn't even know what happened until I was already on the ground. And then
Did people see you?
yeah, the two guys that were passing, they were like, dude, are you okay? And they're like, how's your ankle? I was like,
Did anybody take pictures?
not good. No, I don't think we have pictures. But then I cut my hand, and my hand still hurts a lot. Like I can't do a push up because it's like sprained or bruised. And then the next day I was hurting because I think I landed on my shoulder and then tore up my knee. It was like it was probably the worst fall I've had. And yeah, it's just so annoying because I was like,
Are you documenting your ankle twists?
At this point
It's just every week.
overwhelming.
No, but I think you should keep a log.
In my head, I have a log of the last year, and I've done it four times in the last 8 months.
Yeah.
So,
Is it better now?
yeah, I think I can run today.
Okay.
So I did ice a little bit, and then I've been putting arnica gel and
Doing the wrap.
Nice.
not the wrap, but arnica and CBD cream, like the 2,400 milligrams of CBD. I feel like it helps.
So when we did the shakeout run at Track Shack, did you do that?
That was the night before.
Okay. So
This
you
is
didn't
Friday morning.
So you didn't
Or-
really run
yeah.
Friday morning that much.
Right. So I finished that run out because you know how like after you sprain it, you can still run
Adrenaline
on
and
it.
stuff, yeah.
And then that night at the Hoka run,
Citius, yeah.
I was like, maybe I can like do it a little bit.
You did jog some.
Yeah, like at 11-minute pace for 2 miles, and even that was like probably not a
Iffy.
good idea.
Dude, that run was a lot of fun. Let's talk about that a little bit. Are we on to that?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Wait,
All right.
wait. But I do, because this happened before that, my two favorite Robbie stories. The first one is that he came down to meet us. I don't even remember where we were going.
That was the first night,
We're-
Wednesday night.
We're waiting in the lobby, and he just looks down and says, "My pants are on inside out," or no,
Backwards.
"My pants are on backwards." And you can like
And you could see
clearly
it because it had like a MC Hammer,
The poof.
like poof in the front.
Like I was like trying to put some in my pockets. I'm like, why is it like stuck on my ass? So I need to find it out. I was like the whole time that I was getting ready and coming down, I'm like, why do the pockets on these pants go backwards, like towards my butt? And I was like, this is a weird design. And then when we were in the lobby, I looked at Thomas's pants and his logo was like on the opposite side. I was like, why is his pants?
We were wearing the same pants, by the way,
Yeah.
but I figured out how to put them on the front with the strings because there's strings in the front.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. Like that seems
You're like,
like
there's a bad design tying it behind my back. Got to do that no look tie.
yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. But then remember on the TV screen it said it was National Backwards Day,
Yeah,
and it kind of worked out.
yeah. Robbie
guess.
lives that life.
But then the best was the next day. We're walking around the city. I think this is after you got your Publix.
Yeah,
sub,
it is.
And Robbie has his T-shirt on inside out, and is just walking around.
For like 3 hours.
And Allie Feller called him out in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, she saw me. I was just walking past her meetup or whatever, and then she's like, "Robbie, come here." And I was like, I was just trying to eat my lunch, and so it's like 100 women, you know, and so she brings me over in front. I'm like, have my groceries with me because the Kodiak bars were 2 for $5 at that grocery store, which is like a pretty good deal. So I was like, I'll just get these for home, and I had all that with me, and she was talking to me, and then she's looking at me, and she's like, so why is your shirt inside out? And I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked down, and she's like, did you mean to do that? And I was like, no. All right, so I came down here to see Allie on the run, or was just walking past, and Allie like pulled me aside to talk to me, and she was like, "Is in front of all these people, by the way." She's like, "Oh, is your shirt inside out?" And so, sure enough, for the last 3 hours, I've been walking around with my shirt inside out, which makes it number 2 wardrobe malfunction after my backwards pants earlier this week. So I must have just, when I got out of the shower, I just because I wore it earlier that morning and then took a shower.
Yep.
Probably smelled too.
My 11-year-old, like he got past that stage at like I want to say 8 or so.
I don't know. So I was apparently
To
walking.
be
He
fair,
still
I
doesn't
didn't,
match socks though.
I didn't notice your shirt
It's
when
what-
I first saw
I
you.
think because it was tie-dyed, the whole
Yeah.
design, like
It's tie-dyed and embroidered, so you could see the design
right.
on the other side.
Yeah. But it was yeah. I don't know, man.
All right, second check-in. You know, it is strange for us. We meet you guys when we're at these events, and I say stuff on this podcast I don't even remember I say. And I can't tell you how many jazzercise comments I got this past week. But I want you to know that it feels special to us that we become part of your routine, part of what you're doing out there. And, you know, we're so happy that we can participate with you. So thank you.
Did you get sunburned at all while you were there?
No, everyone said they did. And
Dude,
I was
I
like,
wear a
I'm fine.
hat a lot.
I did wear a hat and
Like
sunglasses.
it was laser beam. The weather was phenomenal. Like the weather
Oh,
was
yeah.
just fit like high 40s, 50 in the morning, and then crept up to like 70. So you were never like freezing. It was like sweatshirt.
The weird
heaven
thing-
weather.
The weird thing about down there though is like if you're in the sun, it feels like 90 degrees, and then if you're in the shade, it feels like 50
Yeah,
degrees.
like almost like you're cold.
Yeah.
But we ended up going over the Citius Hoka shakeout run, and it was kind of like, dude, it was like running celebrity, like Central. Hella Runs was there. I mean, you saw Jeff Dengate, you saw
Brian Metzler.
yeah, Metzler was there. Who else was there? I mean,
Mike
there's
Coe, Ali Feller.
yeah, I mean everybody.
I think everybody was actually
Tommy
there.
and those guys. there.
Everyone who's someone.
And we were fortunate enough. So we did the run. And then again, it was fun. I ran with a guy that I noticed he was wearing a Dojo of Pain hat. So I'm like, oh, you're from DC. Let's talk. What are you doing out here? And he went down to the trials just to meet his dad. It was like a meeting place for him and his dad to come and
That's cute.
spectate, which I thought was really nice. Ran with some other people. I ran with Allie for a little while. And I don't know what Allie's talking about. She can run. She's fine. She can run pretty fast. Like I know that she's not up to like full speed, but she's kicking ass.
Yeah, she said she was just going to come and hang out. And then I was like, no, you're running. And then all of a sudden I was running with Mike Coe and you and Allie just like took off.
Yeah. And then she was running with this guy, Chris, who has, I think he might be marketing with the Boston BAA.
Okay.
He's a nice guy, but we were running around, had a great time. And we had the best thing was Gooder had sent us 300 pairs of sunglasses to hand out. I get back. Robbie looks like that, like he's in an ice cream truck handing out popsicles.
Yeah.
And handing them out. And man,
It's like the gooder humor man.
and how excited were people to get those Gooders?
Oh yeah. I
It was
mean,
like a frenzy.
yeah, you could honestly give away like free tarantulas and people would be into it. Like,
Yeah, but-
if you just said free, they would just let them
Yeah, but
crawl.
Gooders
I think it was.
are
I think it was
especially
the Gooders.
No, it's for sure.
But
I mean, it's definitely if you want something for free, that's like a perfect thing to give away because
one size fits all.
yeah, they look cool. They
Yeah.
had the kind of American version, I guess.
Yeah,
'cause of the-
stars
Yeah.
and stripes, maybe.
yeah, with blue lenses. So it was. I saw a ton of people wearing them.
I mean,
next
there's
day.
maybe right now people are looking, if they're watching this on YouTube or that, maybe they're looking at a photo of Robbie looking pretty cool in them.
Yeah, I was wearing them for a little bit.
Gave the ones off your head you gave to a lady. I saw you do it. It was
Yeah,
very sweet.
I walked up and asked you guys for a pair and you wouldn't give me them. So
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
there's no way.
We had to please the people. But handing those out was a lot of fun. Just seeing the smiles on people's faces. And really, I mean, that's what these events are about. And like at the same time, they're giving out ice cream and Olipop, I think it's called. But it's like, again, Megan's going to say, I don't like racing, but here's what I like about this. When you're racing, you're not hanging out with the people, talking, having a good time. Like people are getting this experience where they're getting some free stuff. They're getting to meet some of the people they want to talk to. They're meeting new people. I mean, it's just a great experience for the runner. So like, I hope if you're at a race or you're at an event like this, you don't just go on a run by yourself. Don't just get miles. Come out, hang out. It is totally worth it. It'll fill your gas tank. It's just fun.
Yeah, I mean, not literally fill your gas tank. We're not that generous.
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe that's a promotion we do next time.
Yeah, work with 7-Eleven
Yeah, we keep you running.
or Rofo, fried chicken and gas tanks.
Ooh, we could get in that Publix. We could be doing the chicken tendy
Yeah.
sandwich. with
You could do a pub run and then double that down.
pub.
Pub.
Pub to pub.
No, dub pub.
Dub pub. I like
Dub
that.
pub run. Let's do that.
All right.
If you're
And
listening.
And then the best part was we got to be on the Citius Mag show with Kyle Merber and Chris Chavez.
Yeah, that was super fun. Those guys are very, very fun to hang out with. I was expecting that YouTube clip to have a lot more hate on us, but it turns out we did okay.
Except,
I mean, our picks were outrageous, but we knew that.
I forgot Kevin Silvano's last name like on the spot, and I was
yeah.
like, dude, I'm sorry, Kevin.
Don't you hate that when I hate it when I walk up to someone and I know this person's name. I have talked to them 100 times. They're good friends. And I'm standing right there in front of them and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I'm always like parents at my kids' school, even some of them who I've like talked to many times. You're past that point where you can't ask their name again,
oh, yeah.
yeah.
and it's terrifying.
I've called people the wrong name so many times that now, even if it's the right name, I am like,
yeah,
Robbie.
yeah. You're like, Kishma?
Yeah.
Just using every letter in the
Hey,
alphabet.
dude.
Yeah,
But that was funny because we were rolled up on Bernard Lagat, and both Tommy and I knew who he was, but we couldn't do the name thing.
yeah.
So I had to do the, hey, we're big fans. And then Megan, we were like, Megan, we're blanking. And Megan's like, you mean Bernard Lagat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I forgot I picked Dakota Lindworm on our podcast last week,
I did too.
and I was like, man, I should.
Did you really on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least threw the name out there.
Well, I remember seeing her in Chicago and she did well, but I didn't think she did well enough that she would smoke the field at.
Yeah, she had it, man.
Dude, Puma had a day.
And she also, at Chicago, I'm almost 100% sure she was wearing the Fast R2 in Chicago.
Okay.
And I'm not sure.
I think you might be right, yeah.
I guess it's the DV8 Nitro Elite. It would be the 4 or something.
So it's not the 3?
The 3 is what they're saying.
Oh.
They're saying it's the 3 Proto is what was on the list.
So, okay. So it's just because it's not out yet, it's called the Proto.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait, that's the one that we're getting this fall, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, okay, that we've already seen at the
running
At the
event.
at the running event.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was I guess we go to the race day then.
I have to say
Yeah.
that the color, the Puma colors,
yeah, it looked good,
really stood out. Like when we were watching the crowd,
for sure.
it was easy to spot their runners. So they did a really nice job with the kit, and the shoes look great. I mean, the whole thing, top to bottom, looked great.
It also helped that they were all in the front pack for like majority of the race.
Yeah.
It looked like a race car driver kit.
Uh-huh.
Like it looked good.
Yeah. So we started off the day. We walked over. Well, first we went for a run. Robbie didn't think I was going to run that morning, but I did.
Dude, I honestly
Why did he think you were gonna make it?
I'm still shocked and don't understand, and it actually makes me a little mad. Like inside, I wanted you to fail.
You know what?
Thomas was playing a drinking game with a friend of ours, Chase, and he called him out. And one of the rules is if you're holding the glass in your left hand or your right hand, and someone says buffalo, no matter how much of your drink is left, you have to chug it. And Thomas had just received a freshly poured Manhattan.
Yes.
And
a generous pour as well.
It makes me want to
And
throw up just thinking
chugged
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
and then proceeded to continue drinking.
Yeah, I put that down. Well, I was having a good time. I was talking to Knox, who you may know as First Run on Instagram. He's like
the leader of Black Roses.
he is.
Yeah.
He's like I feel like he's one of the pioneers in kind of like club running, like unsanctioned stuff. Like he really, to me, personifies what I love about this next generation of like runners that wasn't like store-led groups. It's like he created
like the culture.
Yeah. Like it was outsider running kind of thing. And I love what he did there. So he was there with his friend Erica and we were talking. And of course, he's not that much younger than me. He's younger, but not like a ton. In New York City, back in the time that I was there, we were able to like talk about some of the stuff that was going on in New York. So I was really having a good time. So I kept drinking, and both Knox and I had also an espresso martini, but he did his with tequila. I'd never seen that before.
Well, and then our bartender came around with shots of tequila.
Yes.
And we also had sushi before we came here, and there was some sake rolling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had double sake and a couple of beers there. Yeah, we were having a fun time. And
The next morning,
one of the guys that we had met who happened to be we didn't know them, but they're from like Westminster or something, or maybe closer to DC.
Westminster.
And so one of them was wearing a Ravens hat. So I was like, hey, what's up? And so the next day he's like, hey, we're going for a run at 7:30 if you guys want to go.
Uh-huh.
And I had 8 to do. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
I would be puking all day long. I wouldn't even gone to the trials. I guarantee you. Like if I had done what you did, I would have just went home.
Well, the difference is, so
Just go straight to the airport.
I knew that if I didn't go for a run, I would feel horrible all day. Now, the run didn't feel great, but I was actually surprised at the pace when we got done.
Well, yeah, so there was a group of 6 of us, I guess, and we went and did the course loop again.
So those other guys did go.
Yeah.
Then. Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
So it was Thomas, Carl, and I, and 3 guys.
Okay.
And
I got their name. Josh is one of them.
Arthur.
Yeah, I think there's an Arthur in there. Let me see.
And we did the course loop before it opened for the race. And because it was the first time that I actually got to run on the roads, because obviously all the roads were shut down at that point. So it made it a lot easier.
Oh, man, I'm so mad.
And here's the other thing. It gave me a lot of empathy for the runners because one, I found out there was no porta potties on the course pretty much. I think there was 2 near the start. And then the other thing was this was exposed. Like there was not shade on this course.
Yeah, it was in the sunshine.
I will say during the race, when that stretch that we were coming down, I was like, people need to listen to my light pole theory. There was shade on half the street, and maybe it's because the water tables were
all the tables were on the other side,
but they were still at the end of the road.
Yeah,
I was like, if you just went over 5 feet, you would be in complete shade.
Yeah,
and they were just running through the no shade, broad sunlight, and I was like, that matters. I feel like
So here's the guys that we ran with that morning. It was Jesse. I won't give you your last names in case you're on the run.
Okay.
Jesse,
James.
Arthur, and Andrew.
Okay.
That ran with us. Of course, Carl ran with us too. But like, dude, I was feeling like I wanted to probably pop.
It was a rough run for sure. But so we did that.
And you didn't crap your pants on the run?
No.
We didn't even stop because we didn't have to. There was no traffic lights.
Yeah.
There would have been so many stops if I would have went with
that. Was the thing. Like at one point, I'm like, you guys can go on without me if you want to pick up the pace. Because I thought we were running probably 10-minute pace at that point.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's like, no, we're fine. And I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
And so we got done. We were actually moving pretty quick.
Like 8:30s or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Considering.
That's crazy.
And I did feel better. Like I felt like 100% once we were done with the run. During the run.
Robbie's even more upset.
It's just ridiculous. I'm done.
Okay, so then
you should be punished for that. You should. There should actually be like a consequence. Like I know you're just like, oh, I feel a little bad, whatever. There should be hard consequences for that type of action. Anyways, whatever.
So we tried to walk to the Hoka fly zone, and we walked all the way down the street only to realize that we couldn't cross the street because everything was gated. So then we walked back another like 5 or 6 blocks across the street where we could.
In a panic that we're going to miss the start because we didn't understand it was starting at 10:10, not 10.
Yeah. So we were fine. We got to the other side, made it over to the Hoka fly zone, and it was exciting. Like the first time the group came by, it was just so exciting to be there, and
because we were only like a mile from the start.
Yeah, what was great was the fly zone had 2 giant screens to watch the race, so you got to see the start basically, and then they came running past the fly zone.
Oh, and the bar there had the whole thing broadcast and on like 15 TVs.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
And I was very hungry.
Yeah, are we gonna talk about the chicken tenders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Is that what you were going to talk about?
I was going to say we got something to eat.
Yeah, those chicken tenders, honestly, were some of the best chicken tenders I've had in my life.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay. They saved my life just because I needed like
substance.
some grease and chicken.
Yeah. Dude, they were good though, right?
They were good.
They were good.
Okay.
I don't know that I would put them up on like that as high as you did. You must have been really hungry.
I was hungry, but I don't, maybe not my life, but I'm saying that really did hit the spot, and it was a good basket of them too. It was at least 6 chicken tenders.
Like I couldn't finish mine. Like in Carl, I knew Carl could because like he just seemed hungry.
Yeah.
And he finished one of Meg's. And then shout out to Steve who offered to buy us a beer. At first I said no, and then Robbie said, "Yeah, we don't want to not accept your hospitality." So then I was like, "Okay, I'll have one." But that I started drinking and I was like, I can't go back. No. Like I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
So I carried it around for a bit, and then but I do, thank you so much. It was great that you wanted to hook us up, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, Steve, good deal, man.
Stove, what kind of name is that?
What's that from?
It's,
Bridesmaids.
Oh yeah.
So we basically stayed in the fly zone and watched on the big screens, and then we would head over to the street right there, which we realized after the fact that if we had just walked down like 2 blocks, we would have had like a whole stretch to ourselves, but that's okay.
And like really, it was a corner where people came in tight.
Yeah.
Like we were trying to reach over people to take photos, and now I'm like, oh.
You would have been right there.
Yeah. We still wouldn't have gotten as good of photos as we had Justin Hall and Chase Fleming taking photos. And by the way, man, both those dudes just knocked it out. Totally different style of photography, totally different style of what they did, but both just killed it. And
they really did.
The whole weekend, they just really did a great job. I really appreciate them coming down and helping us out. So thanks, Chase. Thanks, Justin. You guys are champs, and man, you got skill.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then we wanted to go see the finish line, so we walked that way and then realized if you had any sort of bag, you couldn't get there. So
what happened?
Thomas was kind enough to take our stuff, and
I looked like I was moving.
Megan and I got to go squeeze ourselves into like the finish line, and there was these women right in front of us, and they saw Megan brought her daughter, and they saw Sloan was like just like couldn't see anything
because she's tiny.
They let her go in front of them, and so she was like right on the fence, and then we were right behind her, so we had a good view too, and it was pretty epic to watch.
So how close were you to the finish?
We were probably at 26.1.
Okay,
so that
400 meters away.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we went to watch Megan,
or not, 400, 200 meters.
Feathers again worked her magic, and we were like at the pretty much the same spot, like maybe even closer. We were probably like 100 yards from the finish in Chicago. I don't know what it is about Megan. You got to bring her for finish lines, though.
Yeah.
She's good. She's got good juju for finish line spectating.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when we saw
I'm talking about Feathers, by the way.
Clayton,
I don't know about you.
and when we saw Connor and Clayton coming down, it looked like they were neck and neck, and I didn't realize what had transpired because we didn't have TVs.
Right.
So I didn't realize that Clayton was encouraging Connor and that he was struggling.
Right.
So from our perspective, it just looked like they had agreed to race at the end.
Did you watch the video since then?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
So what's your take after watching the video? You agree that he pretty much was like, come on.
Oh, Clayton carried him for the last miles for sure, and then let him take the win.
Didn't Connor say he almost didn't think he was going to be able to finish
Yeah,
at
he
one
did.
point? Yeah.
He was like, I wasn't sure that this was going to be my day. But I think Clayton was like just there to mentally bring him back to it. And
wow. That's amazing.
It's still crazy to me.
Can you imagine? So they have the same coach.
Uh-huh.
That guy can't lose. Like, it's like, I don't care which one goes out front.
Right.
I win.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
That is, wow.
I feel like that goes back to like training in a group or training together. Like you can just get the most out of yourself when you're.
Well, that's why I like running with Jared.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd rather run 5 minutes slower with a friend than, like be lonely.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets hard.
Yeah.
Final check-in. I'm going to go with an old school one here. One, come to a group run with us because I'm going to stick with that theme. But second, like, are we checking our breathing? Are we making sure that we're getting nice, even breaths, making sure that we're using our nose when we can, breathing out the mouth, making sure those shoulders are loose. If your shoulders and your arms and your hands are loose, it's less effort and the paces seem like less effort. So make sure you relax your upper body and just let yourself fall into that glide motion and enjoy the rest of this run. We'll talk to you next week.
And then Leonard Career came in third, which is going to need a lot of help to get into the Olympics.
Yeah, he seems to think he's going for sure.
What are the options? Does he have to race something else and get the
Someone
standard?
has to run under 2:08:10.
So between now and then, he has to get
not him.
Not him.
Anyone.
This
Any
the weird.
American.
That's the weird thing is that if someone else runs the time, he gets the spot.
That the spot unlocks.
Are you kidding me?
No.
It's insane.
So somebody at Boston could throw down.
Yeah.
And get a faster time than him and qualify for the Olympics, and he gets
He'll
the
go.
spot.
How exciting is that?
How weird is that?
No,
No,
think about that.
But you can't do it at Boston because that's not an eligible
Yeah.
course.
Okay, but say that
London.
there is a course.
London
would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of the places that aren't Boston. But say that happens. How exciting is that? Because then they go to the Olympics and you're like, that person, what a story that would be. They hustled their way in, got the Olympic trial time, then were able to like get a bronze or silver.
But they can't.
It's still Leonard who's going.
Yeah, he gets their spot. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
No, your way does sound awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool.
That's not how it works.
Let's rethink this, people.
Yeah, it's a horrible method to determine who's going to make it.
Yeah. If I was a runner, would I be like, I want to help that guy out?
Right. Mm-hmm. The other way is that he can move up in the world athletics rankings to be in the top 80 like runners in the overall rankings, not marathon times. So if he moved up in that,
How do you do that?
with another fast race,
This sounds like
a
when
fast
you're.
10K or something.
or a half, then
Yeah.
he could get in that way.
It sounds like wild card.
Or if someone from the Olympic Committee pays $500,000 to someone on the IOC.
That's the third way.
I'm just kidding.
How bad do you want this guy to be going to the Olympics?
I'm just kidding, but
Are you though?
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
Look,
That's
you can say whatever you want.
alleged. I just have to say allegedly, right?
Or you could be like,
Speculation.
I'm kidding.
And then, so Leonard was third, but I think if there was another 200 to 400 meters in that race, that our guy, why am I forgetting his name right now?
Because we just talked about forgetting names.
Leonard-
Kibet.
Oh,
Kibet?
O'Connor Kibet.
Would
Yeah.
have caught him.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. He was right on him when he finished.
Yeah.
Both had Army singlets on, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, that's.
I know Quebec ran for the Army, but it's like, isn't that kind
Yeah.
of interesting that,
He was in. I think he still is in the Army.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always liked his quote, the last 6 miles tell you who's good at training for a marathon and who's good at running marathons.
Yeah. And he likes Dairy Queen, so that's cool.
And then CJ Albertson, I swear, when we saw him running by from the fly zone, he was like 100th or something.
Yeah, he came like
And
way
then
back.
he was in fifth.
Right.
I was
Do you
like,
think he
when
cut the
did-
course?
He's not our editor for Runner's World UK.
Oh, we got to talk about that because that's nuts.
Good job.
It's yeah.
And then of
can.
course Zach Panning. We got to talk about him a little bit. The dude was out front for most of the race, and then he
I'll tell
came
you
in
what,
sixth.
Kevin
Yeah.
Salvano, I feel like he earned our love.
He went for it.
Kevin was in top 10 for like a hot second.
Yeah, for the first 5 miles.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean, he went out.
We also had fans come take their photo with us that said they were cheering for Kevin because of
'Cause,
us.
yeah.
And that is probably my favorite thing in the
It's
world.
so good.
I don't know. Maybe that's what we should start doing. Is hey, you want us to get you elevated in the sport? We will get a cheer squad going for you
Yeah.
at every race.
It'd be funny if Kevin paid us to do all this. I
He is
wish.
in finance. Kevin, we're just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
For $5, we will get and you got to get us big heads. We will go to
Yeah.
races with your big head. I will tell you know what was nice? Christine had all those people with signs.
Oh yeah, Christina Walsh.
Yeah.
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 Christina Walsh. I thought that was so cute that she had that family
We were
cheering
right
section.
near her
And-
fan
Was
zone.
that First Coast Sports? Who was the?
St. Pete Running Company.
St. Pete one. Okay, yeah, that was out there cheering for her. So that was really nice. I also saw Joe from Running Warehouse. He was enjoying some food or something in the window next to us.
Yeah. And so then obviously the women's podium was pretty awesome. And
Fiona O'Keefe.
Yeah, that's insane.
Coming in hot.
Okay.
Like really
Megan,
doing the Molly Seidel repeat.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Puma, well, we were talking about how Molly wasn't Puma when she came in first. Of debut marathon, Puma athlete, crazy.
Also, her bloody chest is a lesson that you would probably have learned if you had run a marathon before.
No, because I still do that. And every once in a while, I realize that was a bad idea. But I've done it. So she put a gel in her bra.
I saw that.
Because we were like, I thought it was a nosebleed.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, because
that's what yours at London looked like.
It's
bib.
Convenient. Yeah, true. It's convenient. I get it. I would have done it, but I probably would have taken it out before
So it started
bleeding.
There aren't bras with pockets?
There are.
Oh.
Did you see any UCAN athletes eating Morton?
Sure did.
I know.
She came in second place.
Interesting. And then someone else is saying that women's buns should have like gel pockets too, which seems, is that not a thing?
I don't wear buns, so I don't know. But
where would you put it?
The same where you line the top of the shorts. Yeah, the waistband.
I feel like that has to
But
exist.
also women wearing buns are typically pretty like either elite or professional, so they have their own stuff on the sides.
I do like the amateurs that run in buns, and they're like, because like that takes guts.
Look good, feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't running one inch split shorts. You know that.
Yeah, I tried one time.
I think I did it for
when the
Tokyo
wind
last
blows.
year.
It's like you get like you're basically wearing a Speedo.
Yeah, you're like Marilyn Monroe over the wind grate.
So we all did call Emily Sisson.
That's how recent is that? How recent is that example?
That's Bowl, or Boge. Sorry, not Bowl. Bowl.
Definitely.
Boge.
She was deceased Boge.
Yeah. Sorry, bring him back before OJ. It's trying to make it work.
It's okay.
It's working. This is our new.
Is it?
Yeah.
Were you talking about Jessica McLean?
No, I was going to say our pick, Emily Sisson. Like she, the second. I feel like everybody's knew that she was going to do it.
I was actually surprised she didn't come in first.
Yeah. Well, Fiona had a day.
I will tell you this: everybody looked tired and wet. Like it was a hot.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy that fourth place Jessica McLean only came in 15 seconds after Dakota
And
Lindgren.
she's unsponsored.
For now.
Wait, there was
someone's going to pick her up.
There was something else you told me about that I was surprised at. How many women? Like it was one of the hottest years, and
so the top 10 Olympic trials marathon times for women of all time, 8 of them got replaced on this day.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah. That's how fast the field was.
Jeez.
the course was flat, but
the conditions were not
no.
Yeah.
Like Sarah Hall would have made it any other year, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
5th place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That time.
I see she destroyed Dez's Masters record.
Yeah.
By like a minute and a half.
It was fun seeing Des out there.
Yeah, she did great too.
Yeah.
She 10th or 11th or something.
Yeah, not top 10.
Imagine what she could do with a super shoe.
Yeah.
Hey, CJ did all right.
True. I do always, if I could go back in time and wonder one thing that would be different, would be the 2020 trials if she had on the Alpha Fly. Because she finished.
You mean the Vaporfly back then?
No, the Alpha Fly came out that day, remember? 2020 trials.
Oh yeah.
If Des had the Alpha Fly instead of that Hyperion Elite 2 or whatever, and she remember she finished like 15 seconds in 4th or something.
Yeah. Plus Nike offered her a pair.
Yeah,
They offered everybody a pair.
That's why.
I've always wondered would it have made the difference, but there's no way of knowing.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah. Anyways, so what was the thing we were talking about that we were gonna bring up? Oh, the Runners World UK thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing's crazy.
Yeah. What exactly happened? What marathon was it for starters?
It's like the London Half Marathon. So it's like a big one.
Yeah.
And she basically put a fake.
She made a new map.
Yeah, and it was like the London Marathon map from like 2 years before that.
And did it backwards.
Yeah, and the GPX points were like she basically, if you know anything about editing, I've edited files before to say like but because before Strava didn't have a thing where you could like, if you keep your watch on too long, like say,
Wait, Strava has a way to edit?
yeah, now they do.
I didn't know that.
You can edit your run to clip off like the part where you went in your car after your run or whatever.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So, but back in 2017 or whatever, they didn't have that feature. So I would always forget to turn off my watch at the end of a run. And so you could just like chop off in the code of the GPX code, you could just chop off the last part of the run, you know, and then it would just be that data. But if you go into the code, there's so many, like your GPS watch pings every second. So all that's in the code. So if you try to edit that file, which there might be programs you can do it where it fills in
like
everything.
an algorithm.
Yeah. But if you try to edit just manually, it's going to be all messed up. Like, because you would have to edit so many lines of code to be precise.
But here's what I think is strange, because we've known a few people that have cheated. Mm-hmm. And they always blame the GPS or they blame this or that. And they always are very adamant they're not cheaters.
Yeah, of course. As every cheater ever has been.
But she's going, I'm not a cheater, but I did manipulate my map.
Right.
I did not run the full course.
Right.
Wait, she said all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she said she peed her pants and then jumped off course, and she's like, I might have gotten in at the wrong spot, but it was unintentional and I didn't know it. It's like, what? You know that.
Yeah. Plus, Dakota said that she peed her pants during the race.
Yeah.
Or someone did. They
really?
said at first oh no, you know what? That was during the Houston half. There's a British woman, I think she's British, who's got a pretty good Instagram, and she like gave a breakdown of her PB, and she's like a super fast runner. Okay. She's like, I peed, and at first it felt good because it kind of warmed me up, but then the opposite happened.
That's funny. But yeah, so then, but the thing is, in regards to that first race, she said that her GPS watch died, but the dude from Marathon Investigation checked her finish line photos, and you can see that her watch is still on, and she folded her bib in half.
Yeah,
which
she did
weird.
all this stuff. There's like mounting evidence.
I will never understand what is going on in your head that you were like, I want to cut this course so I have a fast looking time.
No, but her time was like a 1:32 anyways for a half, which
I mean that's fast,
but not like
she's not like at a podium or get awards or anything. You're not winning.
And I guess she did respond and say, yeah, there's part of me that probably that has to maintain this image. Like, she's admitting to all these things and still saying she didn't cheat. Yeah. But she's saying that's why she uploaded a Strava file that was like made up, even though she ran.
She wanted the time. And
so
here's the thing. Like,
she had to uphold an image.
Like she's saying, yeah, like because she's a famous running or journalist.
I don't feel that pressure. Like I don't understand how.
I think you have to get to a certain point to not feel that. Like all of us know that there's good and bad days.
Yeah.
And honestly, like Robbie, you twist your ankle all the time.
Yeah.
You had a goal for grit that you were unable to achieve because of the twisting of the ankle, because you went out really hot in the 50K.
I had COVID for a week too.
Okay, COVID. Yeah. The list is extensive. Did anybody care that you didn't hit your goal?
That's what's weird is did
anybody say I'm no longer going to follow Robbie or be a fan of Robbie?
Or even at New York City Marathon when I roll my ankle, feel like crap. Even if it was a hat 50K, I wouldn't. I don't understand the point of it. Either just
stop.
Just stop, and who cares?
Right.
Or just I don't understand. And look, we have legitimate amount of Strava followers, in the thousands. But these are a lot of people who do the cheating is they have 10 followers on Strava.
But all of them are you cheated.
It's so weird. I
have to say, I do understand the embarrassment that is involved with not performing to a level that you feel you should. New York City for me was a disaster. I did not feel good about it. I wanted to finish. I could have DNF'd and just not had a time. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I want to finish. I'm out here. I did it. And there were times out when I was out on the course where I'm like, I should just not finish so that I don't have to post up this horrible, disastrous day. But then I was just like, it's just, who cares?
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Just
Well, and
just
like
doesn't.
if you're feeling that crazy about it, that you're creating a fake map for, like, just don't race. Like, just don't put yourself out there.
I don't understand it, but obviously,
or
it's
put your
meaningful.
bib on someone else.
Do better.
Yeah. Figure out how to cheat better. Like if you're trying to figure out how to cheat after you finish the race, you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
That's not prepping. You have what is it? Plan to fail.
Yeah.
Either fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah. So sorry, I went to bring something else up.
Yeah, do it.
Lastly, the Taylor Swift thing has reached a peak where I had to respond to.
Oh no!
It-
Are you ruining it for everyone?
What do you mean you had to respond?
The whole. If anyone listens to the podcast, no, for the.
Your school?
For my kids' school.
Yeah, I know. Are you ruining it for everyone?
Is
there?
she making him wear Chiefs outfits as they sing?
It's worse.
Do you know she's dropping a new album on
It's
April
actually
19th?
worse. I do, and that's even more discouraging.
Next year is going to be great for your kids.
So-
whole new collection.
His teacher made this assignment, dude, where it's a behavioral reward. So if the kids do achieve certain behavioral milestones within the class,
They get to go to a Taylor Swift concert.
that would actually be okay. No, they get to collect all 10 Taylor Swift eras.
What is that?
Her albums.
What do you mean collect?
It's just like you get it on the board. It's like on a board, and it's like, oh, you collected the Midnights era or the, and I'm like, dude, I've had enough.
So what did you say? What did you do?
I mean, I wrote a.
Oh wow!
I wrote a thing.
That's a novel.
I wrote a whole thing.
Did you send to the school?
I sent it to the teacher.
Your kids are they're going down.
She did just respond to it, which I haven't read yet.
Oh
But
jeez. What was the gist of your message?
the gist was that I put in like little fun things, like I tried to shake it off for a while, but and I don't want there to be bad blood.
You did not.
I did.
Oh Jesus!
But I was like, look, I like Taylor Swift. I bought 1989 on vinyl when it came out. Like,
That's her best
but
album.
I was
Are
like,
you a Swiftie?
I was like, I feel like my kid is essentially forced to like Taylor Swift at this point, like to memorize her lyrics or sit at table groups named after her albums. I was like, and even I told her that Ride used to like Taylor Swift, but now it's like reversing itself because they're being forced to listen to it. And I was like, but are you like being exposing them to a diverse array of artists, like classical music, the Beatles,
MGMT,
like John Coltrane, yeah, like just a diverse
Smashing
array.
Pumpkins.
Yeah. No effects.
I would love it if your kids came home singing "Rat in a Cage."
I'd be much. I feel like a rat in a cage. But I just said I did say I'm not willing to allow my child to turn into a Swiftie against his will, which might be a little harsh. But I did say I'm just asked that like if she could change the eras assignment into something else, like with a theme that he would actually care about, you know. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
I can't wait to hear how she responds.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it live. On the
Okay,
air.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'll maybe come up with it next week.
Yeah.
But like,
Stay tuned.
I was just like, I can't do it anymore.
I-
The Swiftie phenomenon has gone. We're in cult level now.
I don't think in the history, I mean, Beatles mania, you got to think there was like Michael Jackson was huge when Thriller came out. Like
I guess it wasn't around.
Elvis was probably pretty big.
Yeah, it has to be pretty comparable to Beatlemania or Elvis.
But what I was going to say is I don't think that lasted as long as the Taylor Swift thing is. We're going on like how many
She
years?
has an Eras tour.
But it keeps the thing that's crazy to me is it just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand. But anyways, like I said, I don't have a problem like with her music or even people being super fans, whatever. But it's just like that seems to be a little bit.
You know who I'm kind of digging now? Like in that genre? Like when we watch the Grammys, I like the Olivia Rodrigo girl.
She's very good. Her Tiny Desk concert on NPR is like amazing.
Well, what I find, like I was telling Meg, I said, I think I would like some Taylor Swift songs better if Olivia Rodrigo's voice was the one singing it. Her voice is
She has an awesome
it's
voice.
fantastic, and she also like I was like, Megan, how old is this person? Because they look like a child.
She is.
She's 20.
Yeah.
She's 20 years
Right.
old. So I feel like she's a perfect person. Maybe if Taylor's happy with Kelsey, she can just go be happy. She'll stop writing music because, like, who wants to hear anybody's happy music?
Pass it off to Olivia.
I
Pass the
think
torch.
I would like her to be the next. Like, I like her voice. I think it's good.
Yeah.
What was the song that she sang at the Vampire? Yeah.
A song's good. Yeah, she did that on the NPR thing. It was like, I was very impressed.
Yeah, she's got a really good voice.
And she's the one who does the Drive by My House song.
The driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's good.
Yeah.
But
And
then
I'm not into that kind of music.
our friend,
but that I like.
our friend Kyle Whalum, who trail runner, Path Projects guy, bass player,
Kelly Clarkson, BAM member, sometimes with
Katy
Katy Perry.
He played on the Grammys. Yeah,
Oh, he
he
did?
was Miley Cyrus's bass player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did we get to see him?
I think so.
Because when she was
I
doing her
watched
thing,
her
she was up by
performance.
herself.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe he was like on stage in the
Yeah.
shot. He was definitely on stage though because I saw he posted some photos.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
rad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's rad.
That's super cool.
And I will
very
say,
cool.
I'm not a Miley Cyrus fan. I think, like, she's weird. I don't know. Like, when I watch her, I'm like, are you animatronic?
Well, I am like, she's kind of a nepo baby, so it's
A little bit of that, but it's also like, I'm very excited to see you.
So that's the problem is that she's so country that the whole when she like switched over from country to Hollywood, I'm like, you're still country as F. Like,
Yeah.
you're,
Look, Robbie almost dropping an F-bomb. That's good.
you're still in that same.
Actually,
Like you're not convincing me.
what it was the impression of Harry Carey that what's his name did.
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell's impression of Harry. She's how very happy to be here. Oh, Dolly Parton's my favorite. I'm like, I can't stop seeing that when she's talking. Like, are those her real teeth?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I'm like, you're Tina Turner now.
Her hair was wild.
This is what I'm saying. She doesn't have, and honestly, it's a little bit of a problem I have with Taylor Swift too, is that she just changes her identity to fit whatever is the thing. It's not like she has, I felt like Taylor Swift in the same way was super like embedded in country. And then she's like, now I'm just going to be this like badass, like pop star.
Yeah, but she also
bad
was like
reputation.
15. Like she grew up. Like she's gonna change.
I feel like it's more of a marketing move than a true change. Like her people suggest that she do
Oh,
it.
sure. Yeah.
Go out and date a lot of guys and
But now
And
she's
write
making her
songs
own
about it.
music, Robbie. So
Really, I don't know. I'm even a little bit divided on that because I feel like it's mostly Jack and Antonoff's music. Like her,
It's a collab.
It sounds like a Bleachers album, just her doing it.
Okay, what do you think of the? We're going way off topic here. What do you think of the brother sister relationship that is? Who's the girl with the
Mother Boy?
Barbie song? No,
Billie
Yeah.
Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, I don't even get into that whole drama.
it's just creepy and weird.
I know that her and her brother. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
I don't have to talk about that.
All right.
Shoot, we got to end this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So you got a little bit of Grammys talk in there.
And you got a lot of Hoka trials talk. We can't thank Hoka enough for letting us be a part of the weekend. It was great. We enjoyed meeting everybody, hanging out. It's always fun to see all our friends down there. So that was great. And a special thanks to all of you who came out to shakeout runs, hung out, told your story, just shared some miles with us. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, for sure. Thank you.
Hi, Ma.